Alright, so I'm back with the final unboxing of the night. Um, as I said in a previous video, this book was on my radar back in like 2000. It's actually on my list. 2025. First saw the book. A friend of mine had it, but his was like rough. A lot of spine ticks. He didn't care though. He collected horror only. And he collected it in any shape he found it. So it was a 2.0, 1.0. He didn't care. He bought it. To me, when I'm buying books, unless it's something very, very expensive that I wouldn't have otherwise, I get low grade. But if I can afford a high grade copy, I want a high grade copy because I kind of like the way the books look when they come out. I don't like a lot of bend spine ticks. It's just how I am. But this book I had on my list in 2025, did not get it, could not find a copy that was affordable in the grade I wanted. It made it onto my list for 2026, but I was figuring on it probably transferring over to 2027 list because I didn't think I was going to get a copy this year for whatever the other stuff that's on my list. And I was watching I think it was the Monday Night Special with Comic Collector Geek and Collecto 6. And Collecto 6 showed his copy of the book. So while I was sitting there, I jumped on the internet and started looking, and about an hour went by, and I found 3 copies. Actually, I found four high-grade copies. 8 and higher. 8.0 and higher. One copy I found in 8 had like 4 spine ticks, color breaking. It's a tough book to find in high grade. So I was looking at that, and it was affordable. But then I found a 9.2 copy that had perfect like center wrap. Like you didn't have that spine, like where the spine kind of comes around the cover, like a miswrap. Like perfect color down the spine. The only thing was the book had about 4 to 5 spine ticks. The corners were great, but it had those spine ticks that really bugged me. And the other thing about that book, if I remember correctly, it had it was slate, even though it had perfect centering on the cover, it looked like the center was, or the cover was crooked, just a hair crooked. And that bugged me. So then I found 2 9.0 copies, and the one 9.0 copy, the center was off, center wrap was off, which you do find a lot with these books. And some of the pricing bubble was cut off because of it. Some of the Comics Code Authority stamp was cut off, and the artist's name at the bottom, the last 2 letters of his name were cut off. I think it had 1 spine tick. So I was looking at that one. Then I found the second one, and I was looking over the second one. And the second one, which is the one I got, it's got a slight miswrap, but no spine ticks. It's got a corner bend, slight tiny corner bend, but it's got the pricing bubble perfect. Well, not perfect. It's got a little bit cut off, but the Comics Code Authority stamp is perfect. And out of the 4 copies that I found that were high grade, this is the best one with the artist's name at the bottom. It's slightly cut off at the end, but you can read what it is. So it took me about I'm gonna say it was about maybe a day, maybe 2 days, but I think it was a day of kind of going over, looking at the copies, figuring out like what I want to spend, because they were all over the place in price. Um, and I sent the seller an offer. He counter offered, and then I sent him another counter offer, and he took it. Um, this book traveled from the UK, um, and it got to me, I think, in like a week and a half. Um, in fact, it's still not even shown that it was delivered yet. So um, I'm waiting for that to hit so I can give them a review um, or feedback. So anyway, this is 9.0, John Albano and Michael Fleischer stories, Leandro Cesarego and Alex Toth art, and a Frank Robbins cover. This is House of Secrets number 123 from September of 1974, and this is the Melted Ice Cream cover. Beautiful purple cover, and this purple cover is extremely hard to find without any issues. Like I said, this one here, I don't think the camera's gonna be able to pick it up because of the glares, but this has got not a single spine tick on this spine at all. Almost perfect wrap centering. Like I said, the 9.2 was all purple. You couldn't see any white on the cover, but over here, the K and the N on Frank Robbins' name was completely cut off. And the Comics Code stamp was cut, and the pricing bubble, I think it was right up to like where the black line is, like right there. So it was kind of like cut and kind of on an angle, so you lost some of the Comics Code stamp, and then when it got down to the bottom, the K and the N on Frank Robbins' name is gone. The other 9.0 that I found, there was a little bit more white on the cover, so it means the whole cover pushed over a little bit more as well. And it had like 1 or 2 spine ticks on it, from what I remember. The 9.2 had like 5, even though it was beautiful purple cover. There's 5 spine ticks, just took it away. I don't know how it got a 9.2 either, unless they're counting the centering of the cover as a plus. The fact it was completely purple, maybe that gave it a point, but the 5 spine ticks, to me, I don't know how the hell I got it with that. To me, if it's got a perfect center cover, but it's got the 5 spine ticks, it should be a 9.0 as well, or I don't know how it got a 9.2, but it was also almost $1,000. The other 9.0 that I did not get was actually more expensive than this as well. So I got this for a really good price. And like I said, it's shipped from the UK. So this book, at some point, came off the assembly line. Someone took care of it. It made its way to the UK. Someone there took care of it. Got it. I'm assuming it got CGC'd before it made it to the UK. And now it's shipped back and is back home in the US. But great cover. I have not read the story yet, but if you look at Instagram and you go to Collecto6, I think he put the book up with the story, so you can actually flip through it on his Instagram and read the story. I've not done so yet, but heard it's a really good story in here. So there's a couple of horror books, Bronze Age horror. I think there's like a dozen that I've narrowed them down to that I want to get. I think I got 2 of them so far. This one, and I got one like a while back, but I'm going to upgrade it. So there's 10 more that I want and 1 upgrade that I want to get. I've kind of narrowed it down to 12 because stuff gets out of control. And some books I don't count. Like I don't count Swamp Thing in that 12. Swamp Thing's Swamp Thing. So I will be probably 2027, probably 2028 as well. Be going after those 10. That'll probably be where my focus ends up, or at least maybe at half of them. But there are some ones that most people are not going to go after. I just really like them, so I'm going to go after them high grade and get them. But yeah, really happy with this this grade. But I'm really happy with the way it presents. Presents beautifully. Now there is like a little mark there at the bottom, and another one right there, but it's really slight. I mean, you can't even notice it really. And then the back covers for Daisy rifle. Yep. So I will wait till this video drops before I put this on my Instagram page, but I'll pop it on my Instagram page. It's just panel by panel. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my story. And I will see you guys again next time. Thanks.